humans explored the jungles of Colombia. Before science revealed the extraordinary biodiversity hidden in the heart of South America, a world already existed where the stealthiest hunters survived, leaving almost no trace. In wild Colombia, among tropical jungles, fog-covered mountains, wetlands and rivers hidden under vegetation, predators wait in silence, using camouflage, patience and stealth to survive in one of the most diverse territories on the planet. Welcome to wild Colombia, the silent predators of South America's heart. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching this video from to discuss together. Let's get started. The rugged peaks of the Andes rise like stone fangs, trying to pierce the infinite blue of the South American sky. Frigid winds whistle through granite cliffs while the atmosphere becomes thinner and more demanding for any form of life. In this realm of extreme heights, the weather changes suddenly, transforming tranquility into a snowstorm that hides food sources. The scarcity of resources on the arid slopes forces sky dwellers to make monumental efforts not to succumb to exhaustion. From a rocky ledge emerges a majestic figure whose shadow projects over the abyss with an elegance that inspires ancestral respect. It is the Andean condor, a sovereign of the air that spreads its black wings with the confidence of one who has mastered the winds for millennia. Its primary goal is to locate the remains of some animal that has fallen under the rigors of winter to recover the energy consumed in its vigil. The success of its search is fundamental to maintain its large body mass and ensure its presence on the most remote mountain peaks. If it fails to find sustenance soon, the condor will lose the ability to take off from low areas, leaving it exposed to dangers it cannot face on the ground. Every minute that passes without food weakens its muscular structure, reducing the chances of returning to the safety of its nest in the heights. The great bird scans deep valleys and desolate plateaus using its sharp sight to detect any sign of activity on the stony ground. Its flight is a strategic dance where every turn seeks to take advantage of the invisible forces emanating from deep within the Andean geography. The Andean condor has a wingspan of approximately 3 meters, being one of the largest flying birds inhabiting planet Earth. This giant can weigh up to 15 kilograms, so its takeoff requires a precise technique to overcome the force of gravity at higher altitudes. To fly distances of hundreds of kilometers, it uses thermal updrafts, which are columns of hot air rising from the ground. This biological adaptation allows it to glide for hours without performing a single wing beat, conserving the vital energy necessary for its survival in the cold climate. The air becomes turbulent due to an unexpected gust that attempts to destabilize the bird's trajectory as it approaches a hard-to-access area. Downdrafts push its body toward the sharp rocks, forcing it to perform quick maneuvers to avoid a collision that could be irreparable. With absolute mastery, the condor adjusts the position of its primary feathers and captures a new current that lifts it above the imminent danger. In a controlled descent, it lands precisely near its objective, demonstrating why it is the undisputed sovereign of Andean air currents. Its longevity can reach 70 years of life, which allows it to accumulate a deep knowledge of nature's cycles in these mountains. Its presence is a symbol of resilience and eternity that ensures biological balance when processing the organic remains of high mountain ecosystems. However, the silence of the heights is broken when a new silhouette begins to move among the bushes at the base of the mountain. A terrestrial competitor observes the giant's descent, preparing its own strategy to claim what destiny has left on the cold ground. The journey begins in the Colombian Amazon, where a powerful silhouette advances silently among the dense vegetation of the tropical jungle. It is the jaguar, Panthera onca, the largest feline in America and one of the primary predators of this immense ecosystem. Its compact and muscular body hides one of the most powerful bites among all big cats. Unlike many felines, the jaguar feels comfortable in the water and can cross rivers or swim long distances while searching for food. The rosettes of its fur break its silhouette among leaves and shadows, making it an extraordinary ambush hunter. However, it lives primarily in solitude, needs extensive territories, and depends on connected forest corridors to move between suitable areas. Beside an Amazonian river, the jaguar detects a caiman resting near the shore. Keeping its body low, it begins to advance slowly, following the line of vegetation bordering the water. Each step is silent, while it uses roots, bushes, and shadows to stay out of its prey's sight. When the distance is minimal, the jaguar suddenly accelerates and launches toward the caiman. Before the reptile can escape to deep water, the feline secures it with its powerful front legs. Its jaws seek the head and the back of the skull, taking advantage of an attack technique characteristic of this species. The enormous force of its bite allows it to overcome the defenses of a prey protected by a resistant armor of scales. After controlling the caiman, the jaguar drags it away from the water into the protection of the vegetation. In the Colombian Amazon, the jaguar demonstrates why stealth, strength, and its extraordinary mastery of both the jungle and water place it among the most formidable predators in America. From the river's surface, the gaze rises toward the Amazonian canopy, where a hunter observes the forest without revealing its presence. It is the harpy eagle, Harpia harpia, one of the largest and most powerful birds of prey in the tropical jungles of America. Its enormous talons are designed to firmly grip mammals that spend much of their lives among the branches. Unlike open space raptors, its relatively wide wings and long tail favor quick maneuvers among dense vegetation. Its strength allows it to hunt arboreal animals such as sloths and monkeys directly among the treetops. However, its reproduction is slow, and each pair depends on large mature trees to build a nest capable of supporting its offspring. From a high branch, the eagle remains motionless while carefully examining every movement among the leaves. At a certain distance, a sloth moves slowly along a branch without noticing the hidden predator. The eagle leaves its position and begins to fly at a low height between the enormous trunks of the forest. It uses every open space in the canopy to approach without giving the prey too much time to react. In the last few meters, it accelerates, extends its legs, and directs its enormous talons toward the target. The attack arrives suddenly, and the powerful talons grip the sloth before it can cling more strongly to the branch. With strong wing beats, the eagle secures the catch and moves away through the trees, looking for a protected place. For this predator, conserving large trees and a continuous forest canopy is essential both for hunting and for reproduction. High in the Amazon, the harpy eagle demonstrates that strength, precision, and mastery of flight among trees can turn the densest canopy into hunting territory. The Colombian cloud forest wraps itself in an emerald mantle where humidity saturates the air and orchids hang from ancestral branches. It is a world where light struggles to pierce the density of the foliage, creating a stage of shadows and brilliant reflections. Colombia hosts unparalleled biological diversity, being home to more than 330 species of hummingbirds that dance among the flowers. Every corner of this tropical paradise offers an infinite variety of scents and colors that attract the most agile pollinators on the planet. However, time is a relentless enemy for these small beings whose accelerated metabolism demands a constant source of pure energy. The risk of suffering an energy collapse is constant if they do not find food before their internal reserves are completely exhausted. A small jewel with iridescent feathers emerges from the gloom, beating its wings at a frequency almost invisible to the human eye. It is a hummingbird weighing barely 0.005 kilograms that shines like a fragment of a rainbow caught in the dense mountain air. Its goal is to visit thousands of flowers each day to collect the nectar that acts as the high-power fuel for its small heart. The search for this liquid treasure is the only guarantee that it can maintain its frenetic activity under the tropical rain. If it fails to reach the necessary glucose level, its body will enter a state of deep torpor to try to conserve the last sparks of life. A feeding failure means the cold of the Andean night could permanently shut down its internal engine. The hummingbird moves with millimetric precision among bromeliads, scanning each petal in search of the sweetness that ensures its daily existence. Its eyes capture ultraviolet light spectra that indicate which flowers are ready to offer their precious nectar in this plant labyrinth. Its wings beat at an amazing speed of up to 80 times per second, creating a characteristic hum that vibrates in the humid air. This biological feat requires an immense amount of oxygen to fuel the most powerful pectoral muscles in the bird world. It is the only bird capable of performing acrobatic flight maneuvers that include staying suspended in the air and even flying backward with total agility. Its shoulder joints are unique, allowing the wings to rotate in a complete circle to generate lift in every upward and downward movement. To maintain this pace, its heart beats at more than 1,200 beats per minute, while it visits more than 1,000 flowers in a single day of searching. In this process, the hummingbird transports pollen grains from one plant to another, fulfilling a vital role in the regeneration of Colombian jungles. Suddenly, a gust of wind laden with heavy drops hits the small flyer, trying to divert it from its trajectory toward the nearest flower. The air's force generates a pressure of several newtons that threatens to knock the creature down against the slippery moss floor. The hummingbird struggles against the turbulence by adjusting its tail's angle and increasing the intensity of its wing beat until reaching the mouth of a protected heliconia. It is a moment of extreme tension where life clings to the flower while the storm roars around it. After sucking the revitalizing nectar, its body recovers thermal stability and its energy levels stabilize, allowing it to continue its tireless labor. Success in this small battle ensures that life will continue to flourish on the slopes of the Andes, thanks to its persistence. This symbiotic relationship between the hummingbird and the flora is the beating heart of the biodiversity that defines Colombia's geography. Each wing beat is a testament to the beauty and complexity of evolution that allows the smallest jewels of the sky to perform the largest tasks. However, the sun begins to hide, and a much quieter shadow glides among the high branches looking for its own nocturnal opportunity. The end of the day brings new predators that attentively observe the resting inhabitants of the cloud forest. The swamp's surface recovers its deceptive calm while the anaconda submerges under the dense mantle of aquatic plants floating on the shore. The water remains static, but the echo of a vibrant presence begins to resonate from the secondary channels of the Amazon River. Suddenly, the silence is broken by a series of whistles and powerful screams that announce the arrival of a force dominating the liquid territory. Among the mangrove roots emerge the giant otters, moving with overflowing energy that challenges any solitary inhabitant. A united family, nearly 2 meters long, emerges from the main channel, showing their dense and waterproof fur that protects them from constant humidity. They are the river wolves, social predators that have turned cooperation into their most lethal and efficient weapon for survival. Their primary goal is to locate a school of carrakin fish to satisfy the energy demands of the 8 members making up the family clan. The need for food is constant, and the day's success will determine the health of the youngest during the rainy season. If they fail to coordinate their efforts, the school's dispersion will force the group to search for food in more dangerous and distant areas from their refuge. Capturing failure means the family's vitality will be compromised by competition from other aquatic carnivores. These mammals maintain constant communication through a complex repertoire of sounds that allows them to organize every strategic movement without losing eye contact. This social capacity is the result of evolution focused on mutual protection and the optimization of resources available in the river. The survival of the giant otter strictly depends on the health of the river systems and the availability of land banks to build their dens. As territorial animals, they need an area of several kilometers of clean river to ensure the food chain remains stable and productive. The clan detects an intense vibration in the water and begins to seal off the area, spreading in a fan formation to surround its prey. Each individual occupies a specific position while their sensitive whiskers capture the thermal and pressure trail left by the fish trying to escape. With amazing precision, the otters slap the water's surface with their tails to generate waves that drive the fish towards shallow areas. The goal is to bottle the school against the muddy shore, where the fish's agility is reduced by lack of air and space. Coordinated attack. Water flies in every direction as the predators launch with quick movements to secure food in an instant of collective agitation. Their jaws' force ensures that every catch is final, eliminating any possibility of resistance from the prey. The operation concludes successfully, allowing family members to share sustenance on a fallen mangrove root under the sunset light. Victory strengthens the group's social bonds and ensures the energy needed to protect the territory is available to all again. The otter's success proves that unity is the most powerful defense against the inclemencies of an environment that is often hostile and solitary. But a sharp movement among the reeds on the opposite bank indicates that a much heavier inhabitant has been watching the feast with interest. High up in the forest canopy of the Amazon, a different world exists where speed is not the primary advantage for survival. Layers of emerald-colored leaves create a dense fortress against the tropical sun, offering a refuge of shadows and constant humidity. However, This apparent calm hides constant vigilance by predators that patrol the upper levels of the jungle. The slightest out-of-place movement can attract unwanted gazes toward those who do not possess powerful defensive weapons. Suspended among the vines like a greyish shadow appears the three-toed sloth, an inhabitant that has turned slowness into its greatest virtue. Its body is designed for a quiet existence where every action is calculated to minimize body heat expenditure. Its primary goal today is to travel just 10 meters of branches to reach a tender sprout of leaves rich in essential nutrients. The path is short for others, but for this mammal, it represents a journey full of strategic decisions under the sky's gaze. If the sloth is detected during its slow displacement, its inability to flee quickly would leave it completely at the mercy of winged hunters. Invisibility is its only armor in an environment where being discovered usually means an irreversible end for unprotected beings. It advances with extreme caution, moving one limb at a time while its curved claws ensure a firm grip on the slippery bark. Its small eyes scan the surroundings for any sign of danger, while the wind gently sways the plant structure that serves as its home. Its fur hosts a unique ecosystem of algae and moths that give it a greenish tone, allowing it to camouflage perfectly among the dense vegetation. This biological adaptation transforms it into an extension of the branch itself, deceiving even the sharpest senses of predators passing nearby. The sloth's curved claws can support its 5-kilogram weight with a grip strength that requires no active muscle effort once fixed. This bony structure allows it to hang safely for hours without consuming the vital energy necessary for its basic organic functions. Suddenly, a gust of wind violently shakes the tree, threatening to release the sloth's grip while an immense shadow crosses the canopy. Equilibrium becomes precarious, and the animal must stay absolutely motionless so as not to reveal its location before the threat patrolling from above. A harpy eagle perches on a nearby branch, scanning the foliage with vision capable of detecting the subtlest heartbeat of hidden life. Tension is maximum in the air while the sloth stays like a moss statue, trusting its entire existence to the effectiveness of its camouflage. After several minutes of uncertainty, the predator takes flight toward another section of the jungle without having noticed the small inhabitant's presence. The sloth has overcome the most critical moment of its journey, thanks to its strategy of absolute stillness against imminent danger. The success of its camouflage finally allows it to reach the tender leaves and begin its slow feeding process under the filtered midday light. Life continues in the canopy, proving that patience is a survival tool as valid as strength or speed in nature. The sloth's existence is a testament to evolutionary specialization, where less is more to ensure a lineage's permanence over time. Its role in the ecosystem is fundamental for nutrient dispersal and the health of treetops that sustain Amazonian biodiversity. However, the sun begins to lower and the jungle environment changes, revealing new tracks moving among the shadows of giant roots. A strange sound on the ground indicates that the realm of stillness will soon be visited by a much more active and noisy inhabitant. When light fades under the jungle's lower canopy, a shadowy figure emerges from its hidden refuge with absolute elegance. The ocelot, known scientifically as Leopardus pardalis, is the undisputed artist of shadows in the forest relief. Its fur is a masterpiece of nature, with rosette and line patterns that grant it superior technical camouflage in the gloom. Its ears act as high-precision acoustic radars, capturing the frequency of the subtlest movements among the leaf litter. This feline demonstrates superior skill by moving fluidly both on the hard ground and on the lower branches of the ecosystem. Its eyes are designed to amplify available light radiation, granting it a sensory advantage unreachable during the night. Its encounter strategy is based on patient observation and technical intervention to ensure its biological sustenance. Despite its talent, it must navigate cautiously to avoid the presence of superior trackers like the jaguar or puma. It uses chemical signals and scent marks to establish territorial boundaries within its vast domain of dense vegetation. As a regulator of small vertebrate populations, the ocelot ensures biological balance and the health of the lowlands. In the tropical forests of northwestern Colombia, a singular figure emerges wearing a crown of white silk on its forehead. The cotton-top tamarin, known scientifically as Saguinus oedipus, is a biological jewel exclusive to this South American territory. Its most imposing feature is the white hair mane that flows from its head to its shoulders like a cotton waterfall. With a physical mass of barely 0.5 kilograms, this small primate is a model of agility and extreme vitality in the forest heights. They live in highly cohesive family groups, where cooperation is the fundamental law to ensure the unit's protection. Its limbs are designed for technical precision, allowing it to perform jumps of up to 3 meters between the branches of the forest canopy. Its senses pick up every vibration of the environment, constantly monitoring the presence of any tracker approaching its domain. It possesses a complex language of more than 38 distinct vocalizations to coordinate group movements and emit supreme warning signals. As a forest gardener, its diet based on fruits and nectar ensures seed dispersal in its vast tropical domain. However, this sovereign of the trees faces the critical challenge of extinction due to the drastic reduction of its natural habitat. The destruction of the Colombian Caribbean jungles reduces its area of influence to isolated fragments that are highly vulnerable to change. The illegal wildlife trade stalks this species, attracted by its unique and extraordinary appearance that captivates the world. Despite external threats, the cotton-top tamarin demonstrates extraordinary resilience in defending its territory with tireless courage. Its presence is vital to maintain the health and biological balance of northern Colombia's most delicate ecosystems. Protecting the cotton-top tamarin is ensuring natural sovereignty and the legacy of wildlife for future generations. The cloud forest unfolds as an enchanted realm, where moss embraces ancient trunks and constant humidity feeds an unparalleled biodiversity in the Andes. However, habitat fragmentation due to human activities divides this paradise into isolated islands, making it difficult for large mammals to find mates and food. Among the thick mist emerges the spectacled bear, a male of 140 kilograms with unique white marks around its eyes that look like natural masks on its dark fur. This is the only bear in South America, a titan adapted to life in the Colombian altitudes where cold and plant density are the daily norm. Its primary goal today is to locate a tree with ripe fruit or the tender heart of bromeliads to obtain the fuel needed to maintain its large body mass. Every gram of energy is vital for this solitary traveler who must cross kilometers of steep slopes to survive. If it fails to find sufficient nutritional resources in this sector, its vitality will begin to decline rapidly, compromising its ability to defend its territory or seek a mate. Nature does not forgive exhaustion in an environment where resources are increasingly dispersed due to intervention in the landscape. The bear moves between forest patches using hidden trails that have been traveled by its species for generations under the green canopy. Its search leads it to cross open and dangerous terrains, where it must stay alert to any strange presence that could threaten its peace. This mammal possesses curved, non-retractable claws, along with massive shoulders that grant it superior climbing ability to reach branches 30 meters high. Although 95% of its diet is vegetarian, its intelligence allows it to locate insect nests to get an extra dose of protein. A deep and slippery ravine stands in its way, forcing it to make a supreme physical effort not to fall into the void during its journey. Persistent rain makes the rock treacherous, but the need to feed is much stronger than the fear of the mountain's almost vertical slopes. In a burst of skill, the bear reaches the top of a tree laden with wild berries, using its weight to carefully bend the branches without breaking them. The reward arrives in the form of natural sugars that revitalize its muscles while the Andean wind blows strongly around it. The spectacled bear's presence ensures the health of the ecosystem since it acts as a natural sower that disperses seeds across great mountain distances. Protecting this iconic inhabitant of Colombia's reserves is ensuring that life continues to flourish in the heart of the clouds for many more years. the mountain sovereign retreats to the safety of a rock cave while daylight fades behind the snowy peaks. However, an agile and spotted shadow moves silently in the lower levels of the jungle, indicating that the forest's peace is about to be challenged. The cloud forest clings to the vertical slopes of the mountain range like a green velvet mantle that disappears among dense white clouds. In this vertical realm, moisture-saturated air envelops every ancient trunk, while the sound of water constantly drips onto the fertile, dark soil. However, the climate crisis threatens to raise the condensation line toward the peaks, leaving thousands of organisms without their vital moisture source. Global warming acts as an invisible invader, pushing the limits of life toward the abyss of extinction in the heights. This transition strip between the warm jungle and cold Paramos acts as a living organism that breathes through every leaf and every drop of dew. It is the beating heart of the Andes, a complex system that regulates the flow of life between snowy peaks and lowlands. Its primary goal is to capture moisture from clouds to recharge natural aquifers that feed the nation's great rivers. Colombia's water stability depends on this forest's ability to transform mist into running water for the lower valleys. If the water capture cycle is interrupted, drought will transform productive valleys into sterile deserts, causing an irreversible collapse in the biological chain. The end of the mist would mean the end of abundance for millions of souls dependent on the liquid born on these slopes. Epiphyte roots desperately seek contact with clouds, stretching over branches to absorb every milliliter of water brought by the wind. In this survival search, plants develop unique strategies to retain moisture in an environment where soil is scarce. Due to the abrupt relief and constant rain, each mountain creates a unique microclimate where species evolve isolated in areas of a few square kilometers. Bromeliads can retain up to 4 liters of water in their centers, creating small ecosystems where insects and frogs thrive away from the forest's hard floor. Rugged terrain with extreme slopes makes animal movement difficult, while a temperature of 10 degrees Celsius limits the metabolism of forest inhabitants. Landscape fragmentation is a physical obstacle isolating populations and reducing the genetic diversity needed to face future changes. Life pressure. Torrential rain hits the canopy with a force of several newtons while water flows through ravines toward the riverbeds at the mountain base. The forest activates like a giant sponge, processing excess liquid to avoid catastrophic floods in communities living downstream. The cloud forest is the guardian of Andean water security, a sacred bridge connecting the purity of the peaks with the fertility of lower valleys. However, the cloud's tranquility is broken when a new presence glides through the vegetation, indicating that the sanctuary's peace is in danger. The floor of the Choco jungle in western Colombia is a tapestry of decomposing leaves and humid moss that breathes under the eternal shadow of giant trees. Humidity here reaches levels of absolute saturation, creating a microclimate where life develops on a tiny but fascinating scale. However, this liquid paradise is fragile before the slightest change in temperature or deforestation that breaks the water cycle on the surface. If the canopy opens and direct sunlight hits the floor, the refuge transforms into a heat trap that sucks the vitality of the most sensitive inhabitants. Among the shadows of the ferns, a flash of intense yellow color emerges, challenging the laws of camouflage in this world of green and brown tones. It is a golden dart frog, a living jewel barely 0.05 meters long that carries on its skin one of nature's most powerful biological weapons. Its primary goal today is to locate a water reservoir inside a bromeliad to ensure its offspring's development. Every centimeter it advances over the rugged terrain is part of a vital mission for its tadpoles to complete metamorphosis far from terrestrial predators. If it fails to find the necessary moisture in the next few minutes, its porous skin will start to dry, preventing it from breathing correctly through its tissues. Its lineage's fate depends on its ability to navigate an environment that demands constant and uninterrupted hydration. The frog moves with precise jumps over giant roots, searching for chemical signals from plant life storing rainwater. Its large eyes capture every detail of the leaf litter labyrinth, while its mind calculates the safest route toward the upper levels of the forest. This amphibian utilizes aposematism, a strategy where bright colors warn aggressors of toxins in its organism. Its skin contains batrachotoxin, a compound that generates a blocking force in the sodium channels of muscles, preventing any attacker from hurting it. A fallen trunk covered with slippery fungi stands in its way, forcing it to perform a physical effort to climb over the vertical barrier. The air becomes heavier, and the risk of being seen by a wandering spider increases as it crosses unprotected zones of the jungle floor. An insectivorous bird approaches from a low branch, but stops upon noticing the warning glow emanating from the frog's body. The small warrior stays firm, trusting its chemical defense, while the predator decides to find a less risky prey among the vegetation. Finally, it reaches the bromeliad and carefully places the tadpoles into the clean water collected at the center of the plant. The success of its work ensures that the new generation will have a safe, humid refuge to grow away from external threats. The dart frog is a sentinel for ecological health, whose presence indicates the balance of Colombian forests remains intact. Its survival is a testament to the efficiency of evolution in protecting the most vulnerable beings through amazing biological solutions. However, the tranquility of the Choco is interrupted by a roar echoing from deep in the river valleys. A new shadow projects over the water, revealing that in Colombia's rivers, there is always a larger resident waiting for its turn to emerge. The Orinoco Plains stretch like an infinite tapestry of water and grass under the scorching sun of the Colombian savanna. It is a world where the boundary between land and water vanishes during the rainy season, creating a mirror of wildlife. However, drought stalks the horizon, threatening to transform this water paradise into a stretch of cracked and thirsty mud. Extreme heat evaporates lagoons, forcing inhabitants to seek refuges that are increasingly scarce and dangerous for their sensitive skin. On the edge of a channel appears the capybara, the largest rodent currently existing on the face of the earth. Weighing up to 60 kilograms, this giant with coarse fur observes the environment with a calm that hides constant vigilance before danger. Its primary goal today is to lead its family group to a safe grazing area where water is still deep and cool. The entire herd's survival depends on its ability to seek food without moving too far away from the liquid element's protection. If it fails to locate a suitable refuge before noon, the scorching sunlight will weaken the youngest member's skin, causing severe dehydration. Failure in the search means being exposed on the open plain before the sharp eyes of predators. The group moves slowly among the reeds, following the trail of moisture still persisting in the lowest zones of the floodable terrain. Each step is a strategic decision to stay close to escape routes while scanning the horizon for any threatening silhouette. The capybara possesses slightly webbed feet that grant it an exceptional hydrodynamic advantage for moving quickly in water. This biological adaptation allows it to dive continuously for 5 minutes, escaping the pressure of predators patrolling along the riverbank. Their eyes, ears, and nostrils are situated on the top of their head, allowing them to observe the environment while keeping almost their entire body submerged. This anatomical arrangement is essential to detect the slightest change in the environment without revealing their exact position to hunters. Like all rodents, their incisors grow continuously to compensate for the wear from eating fibrous and hard plants. This regenerative capacity ensures the animal can process large amounts of plant biomass throughout its 12-year average lifespan. A bank of dry and sticky mud stands in its way, forcing the group to cross an area without high vegetation cover. The terrain becomes difficult, and the risk of being detected increases as the ground's heat burns their tired paw pads. A quick shadow glides through the dry grass, indicating that a jaguar has identified the group's movement with an impact force of 1,500 newtons. Danger is near, and the alpha male emits a powerful warning bark, ordering an immediate retreat toward the water. In a burst of energy, the family plunges into the channel just as the predator begins its final sprint on the rocky shore. the water receives them with its protective embrace, allowing them to disappear below the surface while the predator watches from the bank with dry feet. Social cohesion and constant communication are the tools allowing the capybara to thrive in an ecosystem where strength is not the only key. Their presence is a health indicator for wetlands, maintaining the balance of aquatic grasslands. The family rests on the opposite bank while the sun begins to set, tinting the water with bright red and golden tones. However, peace is temporary because a slow movement at the river bottom suggests that danger does not only come from land. A new silhouette glides silently under the water, revealing that every shadow can hide a hunter who doesn't need legs to move. The Water Kingdom is about to reveal the oldest and most fearsome inhabitant of the Orinoco Basin. The journey takes us back from small streams toward the heart of the Amazon River system, where sediment-rich waters flow like a tea-colored torrent. In this labyrinth of gigantic rivers, sunlight barely manages to illuminate the depth of a world where visibility is reduced to less than a meter. But this aquatic sanctuary faces constant danger from fishing nets and pollution that alters the chemical balance of sacred currents. For river inhabitants, every step forward represents a struggle against the invisible barriers that humans have left in their path amidst the liquid vastness. Among the submerged roots emerges a rosy and elegant silhouette, weighing nearly 160 kilograms, moving with supernatural grace under the water. It is the Amazon pink river dolphin, a unique predator that has evolved to dominate the darkest and most complex corners of the flooded forest. Its primary goal is to navigate through the flooded forest to locate fish hidden among trunks as the river level rises during the flood. This mammal's survival depends on food-seeking skills in an environment where sight is almost useless. If the dolphin fails to capture enough prey due to competition or scarcity, its energy will decline, affecting its ability to reproduce and protect itself. In the Amazon, food shortage is a sentence of weakness that can lead to unfortunate encounters with nets lurking in the darkness. To hunt in the dark, it uses echolocation by sending out sound waves that bounce off objects to create an exact mental map of its surroundings. Unlike sea relatives, it possesses non-fused cervical vertebrae, granting an extremely flexible neck to turn 90 degrees and weave through branches. Submerged terrain becomes hazardous with sharp branches and dense sediment that can make emitting its vital acoustic signals difficult. Dolphins must perform constant navigation maneuvers to avoid getting stuck while the water level creates several newtons of pressure on its hydrodynamic body. With a quick movement, it detects a school of fish and launches into a high-precision technical pursuit to catch the prey among submerged trunks. Successful hunting ensures the dolphin can maintain vitality while murky water hides the biological mastery's result, The pink dolphin, along with the jaguar and spectacled bear, represents the conservation pillars in Colombia and the health of its most complex ecosystems. Protecting these river residents ensures the life cycle continues beating in the heart of the Amazon for many generations to come. However, the sound of agitated water attracts a land predator observing from the muddy shore, waiting for the right moment to intervene. A golden gaze shines among the leaves, revealing that the river and jungle kingdoms are more connected than we imagine. Upon reaching the vast eastern plains, the absolute sovereign of fresh waters emerges from the river's depths. The Orinoco crocodile, scientifically Crocodilus intermedius, is the legendary guardian of the Llanos ecosystem. This species is endemic to the Orinoco River basin, inhabiting territories shared by Colombia and Venezuela. With a length that can reach 5 meters, it ranks among the most massive inhabitants of the South American geography. A mature individual possesses an imposing skeletal structure that supports a mass of approximately 400 kilograms. Its morphology stands out with a long and narrow snout, a precision tool designed for underwater interception. Its jaws possess phenomenal mechanical power, capable of exerting pressure measured in thousands of newtons on the target. The crocodile's sensory system detects the smallest vibrations in the liquid, helping to identify energy sources even in the dark. Its eyes are equipped with a tapetum lucidum layer, allowing it to monitor the water environment with superior sensory clarity. This tracker's strategy is based on total immobility, camouflaging perfectly at the bottom of deep rivers. When performing technical approaches, it takes advantage of the water's thrust to instantly neutralize the opponent's mobility. As an apex predator, its presence ensures the biological health of river systems in the Orinoco region. Currently, this king faces the critical challenge of extinction, being classified as critically endangered. The drastic decline of their population in the wild is a consequence of habitat loss and historical external interference. Protecting the Orinoco crocodile is ensuring natural sovereignty and the balance of the wild world in the heart of the Llanos. Moving away from the deep channels, the relief expands into an infinite plain called Orinoquia, the heartbeat of the Llanos. Here, the cycle of torrential rains has the power to transform the dry savanna into an inland freshwater ocean. This annual flooding ensures biological connectivity between large rivers and the lowlands of Colombian geography. Schools of fish disperse across the flooded fields, taking advantage of the new abundance of organic resources for their growth. The capybara moves in large groups, finding a strategic refuge in the water from the presence of trackers. The spectacled caiman patrols new lagoons, establishing its authority over small vertebrates sharing the domain. Big cats, like the jaguar and puma, must adjust their travel routes to skillfully navigate among the flooded relief. Under light filtering through clouds, the landscape becomes a life mosaic where each species seeks its biological balance. When the dry season arrives, the liquid level drops significantly at a rate of several centimeters per solar day. Ambush specialists stay motionless among dry vegetation, evaluating distances meticulously to the millimeter before performing physical intervention. Survival in Orinoquia is a technical precision dance where the water cycle dictates each encounter's success. This dynamic ecosystem is a testament to nature's resilience before the extreme changes of its mineral terrain. A burst of vibrant crimson color lights up the Orinoquia sky, signaling an extraordinary resident's presence. The scarlet ibis, scientifically Eudocimus ruber, is the symbol of aerial elegance in Colombia's llanos. Its plumage gains its vibrant red tone from carotenoid pigments in the small invertebrates it frequently consumes. When torrential rains arrive, the liquid level rises, pushing thousands of insects toward higher elevation zones. Ibisas gather in treetops and on high hills, establishing strategic observation points to identify their nourishment source. Its long and curved beak is a mechanical precision tool designed to approach moving targets with amazing agility. These massive colonies act in synchrony, monitoring their surroundings to detect any sign of trackers patrolling the savanna. An ibis flock can travel 15 kilometers daily between resting areas and feeding spots. As an insect population regulator, their activity ensures balance and health for the flooded grasslands. The scarlet ibis is the vibrant jewel of Orinoquia, an evolutionary wonder reigning with absolute chromatic majesty. In the quiet channels and black waters of the Orinoco Basin, a prehistoric survivor with silvery elegance lives. The silver arowana, technically known as Osteoglossum bichirosum, is a living fossil that has swam in these rivers for millions of years. Its long and laterally flattened body brings superior hydrodynamic ability for patrolling the liquid surface. It is nicknamed the water monkey for its technical skill in jumping up to 2 meters out of the river to catch targets on low branches. Its reproductive behavior is one of the most dedicated in the underwater kingdom, based on an absolute protection strategy. The male acts as the primary guardian, incubating eggs and protecting young individuals inside his mouth cavity. This mouth brooding ensures the new generation is safe from aquatic trackers during their most vulnerable weeks. Unlike its relative, the Asian arowana, which has massive economic value in the aquarium market, the llanos specimen reigns in the wild. While the Asian specimen is a prestige symbol, the Orinoco arowana is the pillar maintaining the river's biological dynamism. As an insect and small vertebrate regulator, its presence is fundamental to ensure the balance and health of the eastern wetlands. Colombia stretches as a tapestry woven from untamable life, where mountain ranges, vast rivers, and two oceans create invisible boundaries dictating the fate of its residents. The sun and rains work in an eternal dance to carve refuges spanning from frozen plains to the Caribbean sea's depths. Each predator seeks to dominate its own strategic corner to reduce high-risk encounters and ensure a constant energy flow for their lineage. Direct competition is a danger that evolution has mitigated through the specialization of biological niches on this rugged territory. While the jaguar reigns in the lowlands of the Amazon and Orinoquia, using a force of 1,500 newtons, the puma prefers Andean slopes where agility allows it to hunt at elevations above 2,000 meters. This division by altitude and terrain type ensures both big cats do not deplete the same prey source in a single geographical area. High up in the canopy, the harpy eagle dominates vertical space, patrolling treetops at 80 kilometers per hour to catch sloths and monkeys without interfering with ground hunters. Its ecological niche is defined by the ability to process prey on a plane that predators walking the rainforest floor cannot access. Beneath the swamp's surface, anacondas and black caimans wait with millennial patience, while in coastal regions, sharks patrol the infinite blue to maintain the ocean's water balance. These water giants depend on liquid temperature and salinity to establish their territorial borders away from warm-blooded creatures' competition. These sovereigns' coexistence ensures Colombia's biodiversity remains stable because each species regulates a specific population, so the ecosystem is not affected by a single group's excess. The result is a perfect life machine, where strength and stealth work together to protect mountains and rivers' health. However, constant climate change and human pressure are erasing these invisible boundaries, forcing kings to face each other in a world that becomes increasingly narrow. A new shadow rises on the horizon, reminding us that nature's balance is a treasure we must protect before silence covers the forest. Colombia's landscape stretches from the infinite Amazon canopy to the snowy Andes peaks, joining tea-colored rivers with the Caribbean's deep blue. It is a life mosaic where each corner tells a story of adaptation and resilience that has lasted through centuries. However, pressure from deforestation and mining advances like a grey stain, cutting the continuity of ecological corridors needed for wildlife. Balance becomes precarious as machines and red fire consume refugees that were once impassable to the outside world. Large predators' survival depends on the connection between these ecosystems, where each kilometer of conserved forest is a bridge toward the future. These sovereigns act as silent guardians whose presence ensures the life chain isn't broken by isolation. Conservation's goal is to protect these migration routes to ensure genetic exchange maintains populations' health across the territory. Without these natural paths, species would be limited to small spaces where resource scarcity would dictate their end. If man-made barriers continue to divide the landscape, forests and rivers' vitality will vanish along with the jaguar's roar in the black night. Losing just one apex predator will cause a chain collapse affecting everything from large mammals to the smallest insects. Scientists and local communities cross thousands of meters of difficult terrain to find solutions, reducing agriculture's and hunting's impact. Each action has value in the fight to preserve the integrity of natural sanctuaries still breathing freely in Colombia's valleys. The Amazon region takes up nearly 1/3 of Colombia's territory with about 483,000 square kilometers, but faces serious pressures each year. Thousands of hectares of this biological lung are lost due to the expansion of new livestock boundaries and unregulated industrial activities. Each tree lost reduces the forest's ability to hold millions of liters of fresh water, affecting the entire Andean region's water regulation. Overfishing in seas and rivers also weakens the food source, feeding human communities and aquatic predators. Protecting the jaguar and species at the top of the food chain is ensuring protection for forests and rivers, sheltering thousands of beings under their shade. These conservation programs' success represents a victory for global biodiversity and life's balance on the planet. Colombia remains South America's wild heart, a treasure of untamable beauty demanding our attention and respect before time runs out. Harmony between humans and nature is the only path for the jungle's roar to continue echoing on the horizon. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video to spread the message of respect. Every action helps protect nature's wonderful creation. Before humans explored the islands of Indonesia, before science revealed the species hidden within ancestral jungles, an isolated world already existed where evolution created creatures that could not be found anywhere else on the planet. In wild Indonesia, among volcanoes, mangroves, and almost impenetrable forests, orangutans, Komodo dragons, black-clouded leopards, and many other extraordinary creatures survive by hiding in the vegetation, adapted to one of the oldest and most diverse ecosystems on Earth. Welcome to wild Indonesia, the creatures hidden in the most primitive jungle on the planet. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you're watching this video from to discuss together. Let's begin. From the tree trunks marked by the strength of the sun bear, the story of the old forest rises to the canopy above, an emerald kingdom. This is home to the great thinker of Southeast Asia, the Sumatran orangutan, known scientifically as Pongo abeli. This majestic primate is the supreme gardener of the heights, spending almost its entire biological cycle without ever touching the mineral ground. Its appearance is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, notable for upper limbs that can reach a wingspan of 2 meters. With a body mass of up to 90 kilograms in adult males, they move rhythmically between branches with an invincible elegance. The Sumatran orangutan possesses phenomenal physical strength, capable of generating a pulling force of 2,000 newtons to support its entire body weight. Its strategic advantage lies in its superior intelligence, allowing it to craft precise tools from branches to extract energy from insects. They possess an extraordinary biographical memory, rhythmically mapping the locations of thousands of fruit trees across kilometers of dense jungle. Despite its majestic stature, its movement is slow and calculated to preserve every unit of internal energy under the tropical sun. Its biological renewal cycle is one of the slowest on the planet, with a rhythmic interval of 8 years between each sovereign birth. The permanence of this lineage depends entirely on the connectivity of the forest layers, where the continuous canopy is its ultimate root. It prefers the sovereignty of solitude, establishing territories of 10 square kilometers through rhythmic signals with great acoustic range. The mother orangutan is the ultimate teacher, guiding her small descendant through nearly a decade of constant biological lessons. The young apprentice rhythmically monitors every maternal movement to master the architecture of nests built 20 meters high. These aerial shelters are wonders of plant engineering, providing thermal safety and protection against the siege of ground-dwelling felines. When feeding, the orangutan acts as a great seed transporter, ensuring the architecture of the green forest regenerates for millennia. In comparison, its metabolism is designed for biological scarcity, operating with a rhythmic efficiency that surpasses other great primates. The fragility of its sanctuary in the face of the mineral fragmentation of the landscape represents the most imposing challenge to its future biological integrity. The Sumatran orangutan is the radiant spirit of the heights, a gem of evolution breathing in the heart of the world's lung. Safeguarding its majesty is guaranteeing that the symphony of wildlife continues to resonate with an invincible and pure elegance. On the humid borders where the river merges with the mangrove, an explorer of amazing agility and great vigor emerges. The long-tailed macaque, scientifically known as Macaca fascicularis, is the sovereign of the riverside ecosystems of Southeast Asia. Unlike other primates, this inhabitant possesses a biological affinity with water, navigating currents with superior skill. It is an exceptional swimmer, capable of performing rhythmic dives to locate energy sources beneath the liquid surface of the sanctuary. It uses its tactical agility to capture crustaceans and mollusks among mangrove roots, rhythmically ensuring its vital sustenance. Its hands possess high-resolution sensitivity, allowing it to extract nutrients from the narrowest nooks of the deep mineral soil. Weighing up to 8 kilograms, this majestic inhabitant displays inexhaustible vigor in every day of biological exploration. The sovereignty of the macaque is based on the unity of the clan, forming coordinated troops that act as a single rhythmic organism. They establish constant surveillance perimeters where sentinels rhythmically scan the horizon for any hostile intent from the forest environment. They communicate through a symphony of radiant vocalizations that transmit messages of alert and social cohesion over long distances in the jungle. The language of their gestures and facial expressions is a masterpiece of biological communication in the heart of the humid jungle. They possess amazing evolutionary flexibility, rhythmically adapting to the proximity of modern human settlements with superior intelligence. Their learning capacity allows them to process new biological challenges, ensuring the permanence of their lineage in constantly transforming landscapes. As a keystone species of the riverbanks, its work ensures the dynamic balance between the hardland and the domain of sovereign waters. The long-tailed macaque is the resilient spirit of the coasts, a gem of evolution breathing under the tropical sun. As the gloom deepens in the jungles of Sulawesi, a sovereign of the night emerges with an amazing biological architecture. The tarsier, known scientifically under the genus Tarsius, is the only primate on the planet whose diet is strictly carnivorous and radiant. With a biological mass of barely 120 grams, this majestic inhabitant is a titan of precision in the vertical strata. Its eyes are its most imposing feature, possessing a volume larger than its own brain to capture the minimal residual light. Because its visual organs are fixed, it possesses the sovereign ability to rotate its head 180 degrees to each side. Its ears function as high-resolution biological radars, detecting the rhythmic frequencies of insects from a great distance. It possesses extremely long hind limbs, designed by evolution to generate jumping power of great magnitude. It is capable of rhythmically propelling itself up to 5 meters away, neutralizing gravity with an invincible elegance. The pads on its fingers give it a very firm grip, allowing it to anchor itself to the smooth trunks of the forest sanctuary. Upon locating an energy source like a grasshopper, the strategist calibrates the distance to the millimeter before activating its acceleration. With a fluid and sovereign movement, it captures its target in mid-air, ensuring the biological resource with millennial precision. However, its small physical scale represents a constant challenge before the vigilance of the sovereigns of the sky like owls. Snakes and stealthy forest felines rhythmically patrol the undergrowth, seeking to intervene in the dynamics of this small hunter. Although it prefers seeking nutrients in solitude, the tarsier lives in discrete social units that reinforce its biological permanence. As an essential regulator of biodiversity, its work ensures the balance of island ecosystems remains stable and pure. When the water retreats from the millennial roots, a rhythmic sound of claws emerges from the decaying wood. The sun bear, known scientifically as Helactos malayanus, is the smallest sovereign of its lineage on planet Earth. This majestic inhabitant is the ultimate strategist of the low strata, possessing an appearance optimized for forest navigation. An adult specimen reaches a biological mass of up to 70 kilograms, maintaining a compact structure designed for tactical agility. It possesses extremely curved and sharp claws that function as biological hooks to rhythmically anchor to the forest architecture. Its most sophisticated tool is a 25-centimeter tongue, designed to extract energy from bee and ant nests. Its strategic advantage lies in a high-resolution sense of smell, detecting sources of biological vigor through the dense plant bark. With a bite force of 1,000 newtons, this sovereign breaks through mineralized wood to ensure its daily biological exchange. It rhythmically manages various resources, processing sweet nectar, protein-rich larvae, and radiant fruits that fall from the canopy. It is a prodigious climber that patrols the virgin jungles of Sumatra and Borneo with an invincible and pure elegance. It prefers the sovereignty of solitude, establishing territories that depend on the availability of natural hollows for its thermal refuge. However, its physical scale represents a biological challenge in the face of the imposing vigilance of the Sumatran tiger or the clouded leopard. When compromised, it activates a sovereign defense using its loose skin to rotate its internal vigor and neutralize the encounter. As an architect of biodiversity, its work in seed dispersal ensures the plant symphony of the jungle endures for millennia. The sun bear is the guardian of the forest's secrets, a gem of evolution breathing under the tropical sun. While the rainforest retreats before the advance of arid landscapes in the east, a figure of ancestral biological authority emerges. The Komodo dragon, known scientifically as Varanus komodoensis, is the absolute sovereign of the volcanic islands of the archipelago. This majestic titan of reptiles can reach a length of 3 meters, projecting a commanding presence under intense solar radiation. An adult specimen possesses a biological mass of 70 kilograms, maintaining a structure of pure muscle designed for terrestrial dominance. Its skin is reinforced with dense osteoderms, a natural armor that protects its physical integrity in every territorial encounter. It possesses serrated and sharp teeth, tools of biological precision that ensure success in processing the nutritional resources of the environment. Its forked tongue rhythmically scans the air, capturing chemical particles to locate an energy source 9 kilometers away. It is the strategist of biological immobility, rhythmically waiting among the bushes until the target reduces its sensory vigilance. Its biological advantage relies on a chemical compound that neutralizes the target's resistance, facilitating the exchange of vital energy. Its jaw generates a force of 600 newtons, a technical power that guarantees the acquisition of the resource with absolute authority. As an ectothermic inhabitant, it rhythmically regulates its internal temperature under the sun, accumulating the vigor necessary for its daily trajectories. The youngest descendants navigate the vertical strata of the trees, preserving their biological safety from the mature members of the clan. It lives sovereignly in the mineral sanctuaries of Komodo, Rinca, and Flores, adapting with elegance to the rigors of the island ecosystem. As a keystone species, its work ensures the biological balance of the islands, acting as the great regulator of ungulate populations. The Komodo dragon is the ancient heartbeat of the heartland, a gem of evolution reigning with an invincible majesty. On the river margins of Borneo, where the rhythmic water kisses the roots of the mangroves, an inhabitant of an extraordinary appearance emerges. The proboscis monkey, known scientifically as Nassalis lavatus, is the undisputed sovereign of the island's riverside ecosystems. This majestic primate stands out for its prominent nasal appendix, a masterpiece of biological design that amplifies its radiant vocalizations. An adult male can reach a biological mass of 24 kilograms, projecting a presence of greater authority in the forest canopy. It possesses a highly specialized digestive system, rhythmically adapted to process the cellulose-rich leaves of the plant sanctuary. Its complex stomach allows for the fermentation of nutrients, granting it constant vigor in an environment of specific and pure resources. It demonstrates superior tactical agility when navigating the intricate architecture of the mangroves, challenging gravity with invincible elegance. Unlike other inhabitants, this majestic being possesses interdigital membranes that make it an exceptional and sovereign swimmer. It uses its muscular power to neutralize distance in water currents, reaching depths of 20 meters in daring incursions. However, its biological safety faces the constant siege of large reptiles that patrol the dark and deep waters of the river. They live in coordinated social units that maintain permanent sensory vigilance over the radiant horizon of the biological sanctuary. During the rhythmic dawn and dusk, the troop descends toward the river margins to participate in the exchange of vital energy. Its biological permanence depends entirely on the stability of the riverside forests, where the flow of water governs its eternal and pure destiny. As a keystone species, its work ensures the dynamic balance between the hardland and the domain of the sovereign waters of the archipelago. The proboscis monkey is a living testimony of island resilience, a gem of evolution reigning with an invincible elegance. Below the rhythmic trajectory of the proboscis monkeys, the mirror of the black waters hides a strategist of an amazing appearance. The false gharial, known scientifically as Tomistoma schlegeli, is the absolute sovereign of the peat swamps in Southeast Asia. This majestic reptile establishes its authority in the river channels of Sumatra and Borneo, where the liquid gloom is its eternal refuge. Its most imposing feature is an extremely elongated and narrow snout, a precision tool designed for capturing radiant fish. An adult specimen can reach a sovereign length of 5 meters and possess a biological mass of 500 kilograms of pure vigor. It possesses a high-resolution set of teeth made of 70 sharp pieces that ensure the exchange of nutrients in every encounter. As a master of ambush, the Tomistoma remains motionless under the mineralized mud, rhythmically waiting for the pulse of life. However, its biological permanence is fragile in the face of the loss of slow water sanctuaries and deep peat reservoirs. It navigates through dark channels with an invincible elegance, using its muscular tail to generate a thrust power of 1,000 newtons. Despite its slender appearance, its bite force is sovereign, allowing it to neutralize the resistance of targets with large physical volume. Its diet is versatile, rhythmically managing everything from small aquatic inhabitants to birds that approach the water's surface to drink. As a keystone species, its work ensures the dynamic balance of river ecosystems remains in a healthy state. The false gharial is the guardian of the secrets of the black water, a masterpiece of nature breathing under the tropical sun. Moving away from river currents, the deep jungle hides a millennial strategist among the humid leaf litter and fallen trunks. The reticulated python, known scientifically as Malaopython reticulatus, is the absolute sovereign of length and stealth in the plant sanctuary. This majestic reptile can reach a length of 7 meters, projecting a presence of great biological authority over the mineral stratum. Its appearance stands out for a pattern of radiant spots that rhythmically mimic the play of light and shadow from the deep forest canopy. It possesses high-resolution, heat-sensitive pits, biological radars that detect the vital heat of any inhabitant approaching its range of action. An adult specimen reaches a biological mass of 75 kilograms, maintaining inexhaustible vigor on both hard land and in the water. It is an exceptional swimmer and a prodigious climber, using its powerful musculature to rhythmically navigate the most diverse strata of the jungle. Its true sovereignty resides in a massive constriction force, capable of neutralizing the vigor of large mammals through sovereign pressure. Each muscular ring can generate a power of 6,000 newtons, ensuring the success of the biological operation without the need for explosive speed. However, after processing a massive source of nutrients, its displacement becomes slow, requiring a period of biological stillness for digestion. This solitary inhabitant rhythmically patrols swamps, river margins, and areas near modern civilization with invincible patience. The reticulated python is the guardian of energy cycles, a masterpiece of evolution that guarantees the dynamic balance of wildlife. In the forest clearings, where the sun penetrates the canopy, a figure of unparalleled physical authority emerges: the gaur or celadang. Known scientifically as Bos gaurus, this majestic bovine is the largest and most powerful of its lineage on the entire planet. Its appearance is a masterpiece of muscular architecture, projecting a sovereign presence that commands absolute biological respect. An adult male can reach a biological mass of 1,500 kilograms, maintaining a structure of pure vigor and mineral endurance. It possesses a radiant dorsal ridge and massive horns that curve inward, defensive tools of sovereign power. These natural weapons can reach a length of 1 meter and 10 centimeters, guaranteeing the safety of the herd against any approach. They live in coordinated family units, led by an experienced female who guides the clan through the ancestral roots of the sanctuary. Their diet consists mainly of grasses, leaves, and tender shoots, processing plant energy to sustain their imposing biological architecture. Despite its magnitude, the gaur exhibits a relatively peaceful temperament, avoiding conflict through constant sensory vigilance. However, when feeling threatened, it activates a large-scale defensive response, using its mass to neutralize any hostile intent. Its impact force can reach 10,000 newtons, a power that deters even the great strategists of the forest like the tiger. The gaur is the guardian of the forest's serenity, a gem of evolution that reigns with an invincible and pure elegance. Over the radiant canopy of the jungles of Southeast Asia and Oceania, a symphony of powerful cries announces the presence of a winged sovereign. The cockatoo, belonging to the family Cacatuidae, is the personification of radiant elegance and superior intelligence in the sky. This majestic inhabitant stands out for its immaculate white plumage, an architecture of feathers that reflects the energy of the tropical sun. Its most imposing feature is a mobile crest, a biological crown that spreads rhythmically to communicate states of great emotional intensity. The sovereignty of the cockatoo relies on its community life, forming coordinated flocks that rhythmically patrol feeding sanctuaries. They possess extraordinary cognitive capacity, being recognized by science as strategists capable of solving complex technical challenges. Their biological curiosity impels them to explore every corner of the deep jungle, processing sensory information with amazing sharpness. It uses its massive and robust beak as a tool of great authority, capable of generating a pressure force of 150 newtons. This jaw power allows it to rhythmically break the shells of the hardest seeds and nuts that other competitors cannot process. Its diet is versatile and radiant, consuming everything from succulent fruits to mineral resources that strengthen its internal biological structure. The crest rises majestically when the sentinel detects a suspicious vibration, alerting the clan to the presence of a hidden observer. They communicate through vocalizations of great sonic magnitude that resonate for kilometers, maintaining social order in the green vastness. An adult specimen can reach a biological mass of 0.8 kilograms, maintaining inexhaustible vigor in its daily aerial trajectories. As a keystone species, its work in seed dispersal ensures the plant architecture of the jungle regenerates and flourishes for millennia. The cockatoo is the vibrant spirit of the heights, a masterpiece of evolution that reigns with an invincible and pure elegance. While the mongoose fades behind dense ferns, a long and graceful silhouette begins to glide without emitting a single sound over the low branches. The banded linsang, known scientifically as Prionodon linsang, is the absolute sovereign of stealth in the dense jungles of Sumatra, Borneo and Java. It possesses an extremely thin body structure and a mass of barely 0.7 kilograms, allowing it to navigate through the most confined spaces. Its fur is decorated with radiant dark bands, a masterpiece of camouflage that blends it with the play of light and shadow of the undergrowth. This majestic inhabitant is a prodigious climber, using its powerful musculature to move rhythmically through the deep plant architecture. It possesses high-precision reflexes, capable of neutralizing the vigor of small mammals and birds in a minimal fraction of biological time. Its strategic advantage lies in active searching, rhythmically locating its energy sources among the crevices of mineralized wood. It manages a versatile diet that includes radiant lizards and insects, maintaining its internal stability under the gloom of the sanctuary. However, its small physical scale represents a tactical challenge against the imposing vigilance of large magnitude snakes and nocturnal birds of prey. It is a solitary strategist that establishes its authority through discrete chemical signals, marking its navigation routes in the density of the deep forest. As an essential regulator of microfauna, its work ensures the biological balance of the islands remains in a sovereign harmony. The banded linsang is the elegant heartbeat of the night, a gem of evolution breathing with an invincible power in the heart of Asia. In the radiant waters of the Indonesian archipelago, a figure of monumental proportions emerges that redefines oceanic peace. The whale shark, known scientifically as Rhincodon typus, is the absolute sovereign of serenity in the deep blue. This colossus of the seas is the largest fish navigating the planet Earth in the current biological age. Its appearance stands out for a pattern of white spots and lines that rhythmically mimic a star map in the abyss. Each individual possesses a unique architecture of spots, functioning as a fingerprint that allows for its sovereign technical identification. An adult specimen can reach a majestic length of 18 meters and a mass of 20,000 kilograms. Despite its imposing physical magnitude, this majestic inhabitant prefers a lifestyle based on absolute gentleness. Its biological advantage resides in a large-scale filtration system, rhythmically processing the smallest resources of the ocean. It possesses a massive mouth that can reach 1 meter and 50 centimeters in width to capture dispersed biological energy. While navigating through warm currents, the giant opens its oral structure to swallow thousands of liters of radiant water. Its branchial arches act as precision sieves, separating plankton and fish eggs from the liquid mass. This natural processor manages nearly 6,000 liters of water every hour to maintain its internal biological vigor. Its diet is versatile and rhythmic, centered on microorganisms and small inhabitants that flow with the vitality of the current. It navigates with a sovereign parsimony at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour, following the seasonal cycles of nutritional abundance. It is a long-distance traveler that covers thousands of kilometers to locate feeding sanctuaries in Southeast Asia. Its maturation cycle is slow, reaching biological fullness near 30 years of existence in the oceanic sanctuary. It inhabits waters that maintain a rhythmic temperature between 21 and 30 degrees Celsius, preserving its internal thermal stability. Although it prefers the sovereignty of solitude, it can gather in temporary tactical units where forage density is supreme. Scientists rhythmically monitor their migratory trajectories, using the architecture of their skin to ensure the permanence of the species. As a keystone species, its work guarantees the biological balance and health of food chains in tropical seas. The whale shark is the gentle heartbeat of the deep blue, a testimony of elegance and resilience in the heart of the water. Beneath the radiant blue of the Indonesian archipelago, a silhouette of sovereign elegance emerges that seems to fly in the liquid abyss. The giant manta ray, known scientifically as Mobula birostris, is the undisputed sovereign of warm ocean currents. Its appearance stands out for its massive pectoral fins, which reach a sovereign wingspan of 7 meters in the most vigorous specimens. An adult specimen can possess a biographical mass of 2,000 kilograms, maintaining perfect hydrodynamics under the pressure of the environment. It navigates with a majestic parsimony, using its biological wings to propel itself rhythmically through coral sanctuaries. Its strategic advantage resides in superior intelligence, possessing the highest brain mass ratio among all elasmobranch fish. It manifests radiant curiosity toward human observers, approaching rhythmically to process sensory information from the modern environment. It uses its frontal cephalic lobes as precision tools to direct the flow of nutrient-laden water toward its oral structure. This majestic inhabitant is a tireless filterer, rhythmically processing thousands of liters of water to capture vital plankton and microorganisms. It deploys a technical maneuver known as the barrel roll, rotating on its own axis to concentrate biographical energy at a single point. Rhythmically, these sovereigns visit the sanctuaries known as cleaning stations, where small inhabitants purify their skin architecture. This pact of symbiosis guarantees that parasites and mineral remains are eliminated, preserving the vigor and health of the crystal giant. Although it lacks aggressive attack tools, its physical magnitude and tactical agility grant it sovereign security against great strategists. As a keystone species, its filtration work ensures the dynamic balance of microscopic populations remains in a healthy state. The manta ray is the elegant heartbeat of the deep blue, a masterpiece of evolution that reigns with an invincible harmony. In the radiant gardens that adorn the rhythmic stratum of the ocean, an inhabitant of incomparable aesthetics emerges. The clownfish, belonging to the subfamily Amphibianae, is the sovereign of color in the reefs of the Indo-Pacific. Its appearance stands out for a rhythmic pattern of vibrant orange, decorated with white stripes of great visual authority. This majestic inhabitant reaches a length of between 10 and 18 centimeters, maintaining superior tactical agility. Its existence is defined by a sacred pact of symbiosis with anemones, the stinging guardians of the crystal abyss. While other inhabitants neutralize their vigor before the toxic tentacles, the clownfish navigates between them with total impunity. The secret of its invulnerability resides in a layer of specialized mucus that covers its skin structure absolutely. This chemical armor prevents the anemone's defensive cells from activating by recognizing the fish as part of its architecture. Through this biological connection, the clownfish obtains an impenetrable refuge against the great strategists of the open sea. In exchange, the majestic inhabitant acts as the guardian of its protector, rhythmically warding off hungry butterfly fish. Its cleaning work ensures that organic remains and parasites are eliminated, preserving the health of the radiant anemone. The constant movement of its fins rhythmically oxygenates the host's tentacles, strengthening its vigor in the coral ecosystem. The diet of this lineage is versatile, processing everything from small crustaceans and algae to the excess nutrients of its biological home. The social structure of the clan is fascinating and strict, governed by a hierarchy where the alpha female exercises supreme authority. Usually, the matriarch is the individual with the largest biographical mass, rhythmically leading the group's activities and security. In this biological order, the highest-ranking male assumes the responsibility for the renewal of the lineage under sovereign command. If the alpha female concludes her life cycle, the dominant male experiences an amazing biological transformation to assume the throne. This phenomenon of sequential hermaphroditism guarantees that the cohesion and dynamic balance of the pack never fade. As a keystone species, its presence indicates the vitality of the reefs and the purity of the currents flowing in the sanctuary. This millennial pact of life and cooperation is the supreme testimony of the harmony that breathes in the radiant heart of the water. When the reef architecture gives way to the vastness of the deep blue, radiant dorsal fins emerge, announcing the presence of a superior strategist. The bottlenose dolphin, known scientifically as Tursiops truncatus, is the absolute sovereign of agility and ingenuity in the aquatic kingdom. This majestic inhabitant possesses a hydrodynamic body that reaches a sovereign length of 4 meters and a biological mass of 300 kilograms. Its most imposing biographical advantage is the echolocation system, a high-resolution radar that maps the abyss through sound pulses. Through the organ known as the melon, it rhythmically projects clicks that bounce off schools of fish hundreds of meters away. The dolphin's sovereignty relies on an exceptional biological memory, allowing it to remember navigation routes and faces of its own clan for decades. It possesses a navigation power that allows it to reach a sovereign speed of 35 kilometers per hour to neutralize any tactical distance. The success of its biological operations resides in rhythmic cooperation, forming coordinated hunting units that operate as a single organism. The group deploys rhythmic siege maneuvers to surround the fish, using bubble curtains as physical barriers of great visual authority. They communicate through a symphony of radiant whistles and body movements that transmit messages of great social and rhythmic complexity. However, its biological permanence requires rhythmically emerging to the surface to renew its atmospheric air reserve through the blowhole. The youngest members face high fragility, depending entirely on maternal vigor and wisdom during a long period of maturation. Mothers deploy a supreme protective instinct, rhythmically guiding their descendants through the technical challenges of the deep ocean. As a keystone species, its regulatory work ensures the dynamic balance of marine populations remains in a state of superior health. The bottlenose dolphin is the intelligent heartbeat of the deep blue, a masterpiece of evolution that reigns with an invincible elegance under the sun. Following the radiant signals of the dolphins, a frequency of great magnitude resonates in the abyss, revealing the most colossal inhabitant in history. The blue whale, known scientifically as Balaenoptera musculus, is the absolute sovereign of biological vigor on planet Earth. This majestic cetacean possesses an imposing body architecture that reaches a sovereign length of 30 meters in marine sanctuaries. Its biological mass is extraordinary, reaching a weight of 190,000 kilograms, a physical power that redefines the limits of organic existence. Its biographical advantage resides in its keratin baleen, precision tools designed to filter the radiant energy of the deep ocean. It possesses the capacity to process 40 million small crustaceans every day, transforming the marine microcosmos into pure internal vigor. It is a large-scale traveler that covers thousands of kilometers in rhythmic trajectories from frozen currents to temperate seas. However, its renewal cycle is slow, with a low birth rate that demands absolute protection of its sovereign lineage. Descendants require a massive energy investment, consuming 400 liters of mother's milk daily to ensure biological maturation. Its permanence requires rhythmically emerging to the surface to capture atmospheric air, a moment of great majesty on the blue horizon. They communicate through low-frequency infrasounds that travel 1,600 kilometers through the abyss, maintaining social cohesion in the vastness. This majestic inhabitant prefers the sovereignty of solitude or small tactical units in areas where nutritional abundance is supreme. As a keystone species, its nutrient transport work ensures the dynamic balance and health of all global oceanic ecosystems. The blue whale is the eternal heartbeat of the aquatic sanctuary, a gem of evolution that navigates with invincible elegance under the sun. Preserving its radiant presence is ensuring the vitality of the oceans and the continuity of the deepest biological harmony of the planet. Upon entering the shallow meadows of sea grasses, a tiny figure blends rhythmically with the vegetation dancing under the current. The seahorse, known scientifically under the genus Hippocampus, is the absolute sovereign of camouflage in the coastal sanctuary. Its body architecture is a masterpiece of evolution, rhythmically mimicking the textures and colors of its mineral and plant environment. It possesses visual organs with independent mobility, allowing it to monitor the pulse of life in two opposite directions simultaneously. This strategic advantage grants it absolute sensory vigilance, detecting any biological vibration while remaining anchored to the radiant flora. Its prehensile tail is a precision biological tool used to hold firmly onto corals and rhythmic stems of the abyss. Despite its sophisticated design, its navigation is slow, reaching minimal speeds that make it vulnerable to the great strategists of the reef. Its reduced biological mass demands constant vigilance, as it lacks aggressive defense tools against large-scale hunters. It uses its elongated snout as a high-precision suction pump to capture zooplankton and small crustaceans flowing in the pure water. This majestic inhabitant prefers the sovereignty of solitude or the rhythmic bond of monogamous pairs in the gloom of the algae. The most amazing trait of its lineage resides in its reproductive system, where the male assumes the sacred responsibility for gestation. After receiving the biological spheres from the female, the father guards them in his brood pouch to guarantee the integrity of the future lineage. This biological investment by the male is a testimony to the dedication and natural order that governs the future of its radiant lineage under the sun. As a keystone species of the grasslands, its work ensures the dynamic balance and health of the world's shallow coastal ecosystems. The seahorse is the radiant jewel of shallow waters, a wonder of nature that breathes with an invincible and pure elegance. Leaving the radiant carpet of seagrasses, a massive silhouette slides with a majestic parsimony over the reef architecture. The green turtle, known scientifically as Colonia midas, is the sovereign of the migratory routes that connect the world's oceans. This majestic reptile is a prodigy of evolutionary engineering, possessing a rigid shell that acts as a protective mineral fortress. Its biological advantage resides in its limbs, transformed into powerful oars, allowing it to navigate rhythmically through the currents. An adult specimen can reach a sovereign length of 1 meter and 50 centimeters and possess a mass of 190 kilograms. It possesses a high-resolution biological compass that detects the Earth's magnetic fields to orient itself with millimetric precision. It is capable of performing epic journeys of thousands of kilometers between its feeding sanctuaries and the sacred beaches of its origin. Its rhythmic diet is based mainly on the consumption of seagrasses and algae, processing plant energy to maintain its internal vigor. As a gardener of the abyss, its work ensures the submerged meadows remain healthy and productive for thousands of biological species. By rhythmically pruning the aquatic vegetation, it encourages the growth of tender shoots and ensures the dynamic balance of the coastal ecosystem. However, its biological permanence requires rhythmically emerging to the surface to capture atmospheric air through its respiratory system. This radiant moment on the blue horizon represents a tactical challenge, exposing its presence to the observers of the environment. It reaches a navigation speed of 35 kilometers per hour when it detects an unwanted proximity in the liquid element. When the renewal season arrives, the female begins a solemn ascent toward the hardland, where Earth's gravity imposes its laws. On the warm sand, its displacement becomes slow and rhythmic, requiring a physical effort of great biographical magnitude. It carves a mineral sanctuary to deposit nearly 100 biological spheres, ensuring the integrity of its future lineage under the sun. As a keystone species, the green turtle is the barometer of the health of the oceans and a testimony to the millennial resilience of life. Its radiant existence ensures that the biological harmony of the blue sanctuary continues to flow with an invincible and sovereign elegance. The Indonesian archipelago functions as a large-scale biological laboratory, where geology dictates the rhythm of life. Deep straits and sovereign currents have fragmented territories, separating animal lineages for millions of years. The rhythmic activity of volcanoes has carved isolated mineral sanctuaries, creating impregnable biological boundaries between the islands. Each fragment of hardland has developed its own biodiversity architecture, resulting in ecosystems of absolute exclusivity. An inhabitant rhythmically dominating a jungle in Sumatra may be totally absent in the neighboring architecture of Sulawesi. This mineral disconnection has forced living beings to recalibrate their survival strategies according to available resources. In sanctuaries like Komodo, the scarcity of competitors allowed reptiles to reach a physical magnitude of 3 meters in length. Rhythmic evolution has molded highly specialized life forms, adapted millimetrically to the microclimate of each insular corner. The limited range of action and nutrient supply govern the vigor of the lineage, causing amazing physical adaptations. Indonesia is home to the largest number of endemic species in the world, jewels of the biosphere that do not exist on any other horizon. The dynamic balance of these isolated worlds is of extreme fragility, depending on the integrity of its original sanctuary. Biographical pressure in closed spaces rhythmically accelerates the development of new tactical tools and sophisticated defenses. The genetic diversity of this archipelago is the supreme testimony of the power of the land to diversify the heartbeat of life. Each island functions as an independent organic unit, where the dance of survival flows with a sovereign elegance. Indonesia is the great evolutionary motor of Southeast Asia, a living monument to the capacity for resilience and change of nature. While the final mist rhythmically envelops the forest canopy, biological secrets fade into the gloom of the sanctuary. The sovereign inhabitants return to the mineral recesses where the presence of modern civilization is barely a whisper. However, Indonesia's millennial architecture faces a large-scale biographical challenge today due to the removal of the canopy. Rhythmic fires in deep peat deposits release thermal energy that alters the thermal balance of planet Earth. The expansion of monocultures and the extraction of mineralized wood rhythmically fragment ancestral biological corridors. Endemic species, those radiant jewels of evolution, see their range of action limited by the transformation of the landscape. The loss of peat sanctuaries and virgin jungle rhythmically compromises the vigor of lineages that have existed for millennia. The persecution of the sovereigns of the fauna rhythmically weakens the survival network in the heart of Southeast Asia. Safeguarding the integrity of primary forests is an ethical imperative to ensure the global permanence of biodiversity. The restoration of rhythmic bridges between the islands allows the heartbeat of wild nature to regain its sovereign power. Protecting these ecosystems guarantees not only the life of known beings, but also that of countless nameless inhabitants. In the depths of the mineral thicket, biological wonders await that modern science has not yet managed to process. Our collective mission is to respect the sovereignty of wetlands and jungles, to preserve the dynamic balance of the biosphere. Indonesia must continue to be the radiant sanctuary where life reigns with an invincible elegance against the passage of time. The future of the extraordinary resides in our wisdom to protect the beating heart of the millennial and pure archipelago. Subscribe to the channel and share this video to carry this message of respect far. Every gesture helps protect nature's wonderful creation